Welcome back, everyone. We're here in Module 6 now, all about configuring and managing virtual storage. There's really just one thing that I want you to keep in mind throughout this entire module, and that's its general or main purpose. And that is to provide a place where virtual machine files can be shared across multiple ESXi hosts. It's very important that we have shared storage in this environment. That way, when it comes to your virtual machines, they're completely portable. That is, they can run on any host at any time if that host can see those virtual machine files. So Module 6 is all about how we create data stores, which are just a place to store virtual machine files, and how we can gain access to those data stores from multiple ESXi hosts. So let's dive in and take a look. The idea here is that we have some requirements now from our virtual machines. It's not just a place where virtual machine files can live. That's super duper important, probably the most important thing. But it's also, do we have the capacity? Do we have the performance in our storage systems to allow the virtual machines to execute whatever operations they need to do in order to support those applications? It's also about allowing for things like disaster recovery, high availability, and migrating virtual machines with vMotion from host to host, once again, as long as they can see the same storage. So we've divided this up into 6 different lessons, primarily because there are multiple ways for us to accomplish this idea of shared storage. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to look at are basic storage concepts. That is, what are the features that I have? What's the big idea about this? Okay? And then in lessons 2 and 3, we're going to look at block level storage. That's fiber channel storage and iSCSI storage, where ESXi has access over a network of some sort, fiber channel or IP-based network in the case of iSCSI, to LUNs that we then format as data stores. Now, that file system that we use when we're dealing with block level storage like fiber channel and iSCSI is called VMFS, or the virtual machine file system. The next thing that we're going to look at are NFS data stores. And NFS is your network file share system, where we have typically Unix-based systems. NFS has been around for a long time, but the difference between iSCSI and fiber channel at block level storage and NFS, which is a file level storage or a file share system, there's some differences on the back end, certainly, some differences in the way that we treat it, and certainly some differences in the way that we access it from the perspective of ESXi. Every bit as performant in many cases, right? But just a little bit different in the way that we manage and configure them. And then finally in lesson 6, we're going to have a look at vSAN data stores. Now the nice thing about vSAN data stores is that it doesn't rely on an external storage array. It doesn't rely on what we call monolithic storage, right? Where we have a big system with lots and lots of disks in it, and we have to manage that system, and it's a little bit hard to grow sometimes. What vSAN does is it places your storage capacity and performance and all of those things inside your ESXi hosts in the form of NVMe devices or solid state devices or even spinning disks, I suppose. But they go inside your ESXi hosts. And then you create a vSAN network on the back end to allow each host to access each other host's storage systems. Okay? So why don't we come back in just a sec and we'll dive into our storage concepts.